Okay, good morning, everyone. I welcome everyone to another new week. We'll continue our book reading this morning, Advanced Selling Strategy by Brian Tracy. And we last week we read the summary on of chapter 8, which says prospecting and filling your sales pipeline. This passage or this chapter 8 has actually taught us how to be or how to prospect successfully, how to communicate effectively to our prospect and our customers, and how to arrange our sales presentation when trying to get clients and customers. Today we'll continue from chapter 9, which says how to make powerful presentation. How to make powerful presentation. It says the sale is made in the presentation. To continue the football analogy, prospecting is the kick off, and the presentation is the way you move the ball down the field towards the goal post. It is the equivalent of running, blocking, and passing. It doesn't win the game, but it is impossible to make a touchdown or field goal without them. And that is what you do in the presentation. Most salespeople feel they are good at presenting. They may not like the rejection that comes with prospecting or the stress that comes with closing, but they enjoy the conversation with the prospects that happens in between. And because they think they are fairly good at it, most salespeople end up doing it poorly. As we have seen, most sales people's idea of an effective presentation is to tell the prospect all the good reason why he or she should purchase the product or service, often repeating information from the brochure or reciting a recommendation of other salespeople. They feel that as a result of being presented with all of these wonderful features and benefits, the prospect will be so impressed that he will get excited and buy. The same sales people then wonder why it is that they are soon back out on the streets, not knowing whether they have made any progress and wondering what they should do next. Presenting is like doing surgery. Like surgery, it is complex and requires a good deal of preparation and knowledge. Often, the survival of the patient or the sales depends upon the sensitivity and dexterity of the surgeon or the salesperson. A single slip can cost the patient his life or kill the sale. It is serious business, and good surgeons, like good salespeople, are very serious about it. They leave nothing to chance. They leave nothing to chance. More than in any other part of the sales, the presentation is where you demonstrate your ability to perform as a salesperson. When you are presenting, you are on a stage. When you begin the presentation, you're entering into the arena of professional selling. You are all by yourself, and just as the things that you say will count for you, the things you forget to say will count against you. Your job is to plan, organize, prepare, practice, and rehearse your presentation skills to the point where you can be absolutely confident that if there is a sale to be made, you can make it if you get a chance to state your case. To sell successfully, you must do 4 things over and over. First, you must find people who are capable of buying your product or service. Prospecting. Second, you must uncover the problems or need your prospect has that your product or service can satisfy. Qualifying. Third, you must demonstrate to the prospect that your product or service is the best solution to his problem, and it makes economic sense for him to buy it. Presenting. Finally, You must answer his questions and get commitment from him to take action. That is closing. Almost 4,000 books have been written on the subject of selling, exploring the sales process from every angle. And every one of them aims at helping the reader to be better in these four areas. In the pages to follow, you will learn some of these very best ideas and practices ever developed for becoming excellent in making effective sales presentation. Okay, this is where we'll stop for reading this morning. In chapter 9, still talking about prospecting, how to make a powerful presentation. And it's still reminding us that we should note that when you're meeting a client or when you're meeting a prospect or a customer, you're not selling your products and services to that person, but you're giving that client or you're giving that prospect reasons or stating how your product and services can solve the problem which they are experiencing. Secondly, is also reminding us that you do not go into a sales presentation unprepared. He said you have to prepare your mind, you have to rehearse, you have to practice, you have to organize yourself, you have to, have a mental organization of what you're going to present. Remember in chapter 8 where he was talking about mental rehearsal for prospecting, it was telling us that you have to prepare thoroughly, you have to imagine yourself being successful, you have to visualize yourself being successful, feel the way you feel when you become successful. That is another thing it is trying to tell us here. And at the last page or the last paragraph, it said to sell successfully you must do 4 things over and over again. First, you must find people who are capable of buying your product. Like I said in the beginning of this book when we were reading, you have to know your audience that are in the market. Who are your audience? Who are the people that would patronize you? Or who are the people that your product or service will solve their problem? Then secondly, you must uncover the problem or need your prospect has and your product or service can satisfy. That is qualifying. Are your products qualified enough to solve these problems that your client or your prospect is having? Will you be able to remove that dissatisfaction from them? Then the third one says you must demonstrate to the prospect that your product or service is the best choice solution to the problem. It makes economic sense for him to buy it. That is when you are doing your presentation and telling him about your product and your services, its features, what it can do, and the rest of it. It's just like a doctor prescribing drugs for his patients, telling his patients that, okay, this is what will be able to take malaria away. This is the drug you take that will take malaria away or typhoid away. You have to take injection or you have to just take drugs. Then the final one is you must answer his question and get commitment from him to take action, which is the closing part. So if we could go back to the beginning of this book where he was telling us that you have to prepare for every kind of questions your customers would ask you, even if you have questions concerning your product and services that you'll be able to answer, just so that your clients or your prospects also have questions that you do not imagine that will come up. So you have to be ready to answer those questions and also make your prospect or your clients commit themselves to when they are going to, if they are going to patronize your product and your services. So that is it for our reading today, how to make a powerful presentation. Thank you.